Hello, this is Socially Triggered, and as you're watching here, this video is going to be about the recent DSA convention, and it's basically highlights from the convention playing in the background. I'm not going to actually play their audio, but I'm just going to comment on the video because you might not have 2 hours to watch a bunch of people give their gender pronouns. But I want to give you my takeaways from this presentation. I'm going to actually do this as two videos. One, I'm just going to comment about Linda Saussure, who speaks later in this video, and about her presentation. It's a very important presentation. But this video, I'm really just going to focus on the early speakers and what was said, and what it means for socialism, and for capitalism, and for the right. Now, the left generally is composed of the younger generations. Usually you're socialist when you're young because you want to take care of people, you care, right? And you don't know what is the best solution to take care of people. So when you're used to being raised by your parents, and the state becomes like just an extension of that. So you feel like, you need somebody else to take care of you. Well, the state should take care of everybody. And that's the way socialists think. And it's a very childish way of thinking because they haven't really gone out on their own in the real world. And they don't have that experience of like, hey, I can do this on my own. I don't need to rely on my parents. I don't need to rely on the state. And when you don't have that experience, it's hard to believe that anyone can actually survive on their own. So it's very compelling to believe that, people just can't make it on their own. And it's, there's just no way that these people could survive if we don't help them. And that's a really compelling belief, especially among the youth, because they're so used to being taken care of all the time, especially nowadays where generally parents are a little bit older. And when they have a child, they might only have one, maybe two children. And what ends up happening is when older parents have children, they're very protective of them. They might have had to go through a whole bunch of struggles just to have those children, because women are having children late. And when you have children late, there's a whole bunch of issues. It's not easy to have that child. So what ends up happening is they're really protective of that child. They don't let the child go out and play. They don't let the child go out and experience the world. They don't let the child fall and break their leg. All things which sometimes are actually required. Children need to experience life in order to find out what it really means. And as a result, these children are so coddled that they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to relate to other people. They're desperate for direction. They're desperate for that experience that life can offer them. And socialism is very attractive because it is just more coddling. It's like complete coddling because it's the government controlling everything. And it's very appealing. So if you're on the right, and I consider myself on the right, you have to understand that in order to reach out to these people, facts are not going to work. You can't say, socialism failed, it kills like millions and millions of people, all that stuff, meaningless to these people. They don't get it. They don't get it. They're so focused on feelings that they won't get this whole fact-based idea. They'll be lost. But if you tell them, hey, here's a community, because they're seeking community, they're seeking acceptance, they're seeking direction. Here is how you can help people, because they really do want to help people. They may be misguided about how to help people, but they desperately want to help people. Socialists are not bad people. They're idiots, sure, and they might not know what they're doing, sure, but they really do have their heart in the right place. Maybe not their head, but at least their heart is in the right place. They're trying to do the right thing, and they just don't know how to do that. So when somebody comes and says, hey, we're here for solidarity, we're all going to work together to save the world, well, that's very appealing to these young people. So the point is, we have to, if we're going to try to fight against this, to sort of guide these kids in the right direction, we have to be as appealing as that. We have to say, hey, you know, people can rise up and stand on their own. They can make their life. And this is how you can make your life. And teach them how to have responsibility. Teach them how to engage with others. Teach them how to stand on their own. To be their own independent person. One of the best comments I've ever heard from a parent was that, and I think it was Jordan Peterson that said this. I might be misquoting who said it, but the quote was this. They were talking about what the role of a good parent is. A good parent isn't there to teach a child to be reliant on them. A good parent teaches that child to stand on their own so that they are no longer needed. So the goal is, as a parent, to make yourself a great parent. You basically make yourself useless so that the child no longer needs you. So it's kind of like really a weird way of thinking. You think, as a good parent, you want to be everything for the child. Well, actually, that's not going to help that child to grow. That child's going to be forever stuck. And you need that child to be able, to leave the nest, to be able, like a little bird, has to be kicked out of the nest and fly on its own. Because if it doesn't do that, it's not going to be able to create its own family and its own legacy. So this kind of mentality of needs to be shown to the kids, where they can say, hey, look, you can stand on your own. We're all going to work together, and we're all going to, make the world a better place, but we can do it by raising people up and making them feel empowered. Making them feel empowered to be able to stand on their own. And this is something that isn't taught by the left, but it's a deep down philosophy of the right that we don't share. Because we're, on the right, I don't know, it's something weird about being on the right. We're very non-emotional, we're very analytical people, we're maybe more realistic. But that doesn't appeal to these young people. These young people they're left. They're on the left. They want emotions. They want to be cared for, and we're missing the mark. And I watch this convention, and I see how it appeals to these young people, because the whole time when they're talking, they say, we're going to accept you. We're going to accept all of the different varieties of you. We're going to accept your gender pronouns, whatever you want. We will accept you. And we're all working together. We're all working together to make the world a better place. And that's so appealing to young people. So if we want to fight against this, and we have to fight against this, we have to make sure our messaging is on point, because we're missing these youth and they're getting lost. And you'll notice if you look at the stats, because we love our stats, well, the stats are the majority of youth are socialists. And that is scary, because socialism kills. And we don't want our, we say, hey, we don't want our kids to do drugs. Well, this is the worst kind of drug of all, because it has a really bad track record of killing millions of people. So this has been Socially Triggered. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to do a follow-up video just on Linda Sakura's part of the video, and I hope you watch that as well. And please check out my other videos. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.